go out to the AFC West. It's a matchup in the AFC West between the Denver Broncos and the L.A Chargers. The 1-1 Denver Broncos are traveling to L.A. to take on the 2-0 L.A Chargers. The Chargers are favored by 2.5 points. It's a 4:05 p.m. kickoff in L.A. at SoFi. The over-under for this matchup is 45.5 points. So, when I look at this matchup in the AFC West, let's start off with the Denver Broncos. The Broncos, they beat the Tennessee Titans week 1, 20-12. They lost in week 2 against the Indianapolis Colts, 29-28. But that was a game that they should have actually won. The Colts kicker missed a potential game-winning field goal. And then the refs threw a late flag, and the Broncos got penalized for, I guess you're not supposed to touch the long snapper on the field goal kicks, and the Broncos had touched the long snapper. Terrible mistake. The Colts got another opportunity, and their kicker kicked a game-winning field goal. Colts beat Broncos in Indy 29-28. But when I look at the Denver Broncos, obviously they are led by second-year quarterback Bo Nix. And so far this season, Bo Nix, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 382 passing yards, completing 67% of his passes. Honestly, so far this year, I have not been impressed with Bo Nix. And dare I say, there is a sophomore slump on the horizon for Bo Nix because he has not been impressive to me to start the season. In week 1 against the Titans, Bo Nix, he goes 25 of 40. He throws for 176 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He follows that up against the Colts in week 2. 22 of 30. He threw for 206 passing yards. He did have 3 touchdowns and 1 interception in that game. But to me, his 3 interceptions, those interceptions should be concerning for Broncos fans. You cannot turn the football over. Now, I do believe in Bo Nix. I thought last year Bo Nix played really, really good football for the Broncos. Last year, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 3,775 passing yards. He led the Broncos to the playoffs, and it seems like Sean Payton has found his quarterback in Bo Nix. And I really, really had high expectations for Bo Nix coming into the season. And so far this year, I believe he's been average at best. He hasn't been bad or terrible. He's been average, but in order for the Broncos to live up to expectations, not only just in the AFC West, but in the entire AFC, they're going to need Bo Nix to play at an elite level and not turn the football over. And when I look at this Broncos team overall, I like their receiving core. They're decent. At receiver, you got Troy Franklin. You got Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims Jr. as well. This Broncos receiving group is not elite by any means necessary, but I do believe that they are average. And I think Cortland Sutton, he's a very underrated receiver in the NFL. At running back, you got J.K. Dobbins. I like Dobbins at the running back position. I really like his story. And Dobbins, obviously, in previous years, he was dealing with a lot of injuries. So I am hoping that Dobbins can be healthy the entire season and not deal with any nagging injuries. I think his talent is there. It's just he's been dealing with nagging injuries throughout the course of his career. But I like J.K. Dobbins in the backfield, okay? I like Evan Ingram at tight end. And their offensive line with Ben Powers at left guard, left tackle, you got Garrett Bowles. At center, you got Luke Wittenberg, okay? So I think this Broncos team, offensively specifically, they are pretty good on the offensive side of the ball. And that O-line, they didn't give up any sacks against the Colts in week 2. Against the Titans, that Broncos offensive line, they gave up 1 sack. So far this season, the Broncos offensive line, they've done a tremendous job at protecting Bo Nix. They've done a great job at protecting Bo Nix. And that's going to be one of the keys for the Broncos. If that offensive line can protect Bo Nix, that creates opportunities for Cortland Sutton, Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims, J.K. Dobbins out in the flat to get out in the passing game, and they can create some big plays offensively for the Broncos. So if they can protect Bo Nix, I expect this skill position group to make plays in the passing game and create big plays in really, really big opportunities for this Broncos football team. Now, defensively, they gave up 29 points against the Colts in week 2. And in that game, Daniel Jones actually played well. I would say he played well in that game. 23 of 34, 316 passing yards, 1 touchdown. Anytime a team gives up 300 passing yards to Daniel Jones, defensively, I would have concerns. But I do like the Broncos defense. And I really feel like they got a lot of potential. Obviously, defensively, they are led by Pat Surtain. And Pat Surtain is one of the best corners we have in the NFL. I believe in this brother. I really feel like Pat Surtain is one of the few lockdown corners that we have left in the NFL. I like Sauce Gardner out there in New York with the Jets, but I believe Pat Surtain also is an elite corner. Make no mistake about it. But in that secondary, you got Brandon Jones. They brought in Hufanga from the 49ers. And remember, that was their key free agent signings. When they brought in Hufanga from the 49ers, they brought in Dre Greenlaw at the linebacker position from the 49ers as well. And on that defensive front for the Broncos, you got DJ Johnson. You got Zach Allen, okay? At linebacker, you got Alex Singleton, okay? Jonathan Cooper as well. So I really like this Broncos defense. I don't believe that they're an elite defense yet, but they could be an elite defense once we get towards October and November football. Now, let's switch over to the L.A. Chargers. Let's talk about Justin Herbert and how great Justin Herbert has played so far this season. So far this year, Justin Herbert, 5 touchdowns, 560 passing yards, completing 72% of his passes. And when you look at Justin Herbert so far this year, his passer rating is 127.8. That's ranked second in the NFL. His yards per pass attempt is 9.2. That's ranked second in the NFL. He has 5 passing touchdowns. That's ranked third in the NFL. He averages 312 yards per game. That's ranked third in the NFL. And he's completing 72% of his passes. That's ranked fifth in the NFL. And his 72 completion percentage and 127.8 passer rating, that's the highest in his career through 2 weeks in his career. Through 2 weeks. That completion percentage and passer rating. And he is in rare air. You look at Justin Herbert. His 600 passing yards and 5 touchdowns and a 2-0 record through the first 2 weeks. Only Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes has had those type of statistics with the 2-0 record. Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes. And Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes, they all won NFL MVP. They all won NFL MVP. And this is Justin Herbert on play action passing. This year, he is 16 for 20, 304 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. And against the Raiders Monday night, he was 7 of 9, 135 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. That's with play action passing. And so he's done a tremendous job on play actions and being able to get the football down the field. And let's look at Justin Herbert the last 3 seasons. In 2023, he was 5 and 8, 20 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Passer rating was 93.2. In 2024 and so far in 2025, he has 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. His touchdown to interception ratio is 28-3. I'm sorry, that 13-6 is his win-loss record. So in 2023, his win-loss record was 5 and 8. In 2024 and 25, it's 13-6. In 2023, his touchdown interception ratio was 20-7. Last year and this season so far, it's 28-3. In 2023, his passer rating was 93.2. Last year and this season so far, it's 104.5. And guess what the common denominator is last year to this season? They have Jim Harbaugh as their head coach. And that's been the biggest difference with Justin Herbert last year and this season compared to years prior. Like when I think about the best quarterbacks in pro football, I think about Patrick Mahomes. And what does Patrick Mahomes have that other quarterbacks do not have? That's Andy Reid. And Andy Reid is the best head coach in the NFL. And now with Jim Harbaugh as his head coach, we are seeing Justin Herbert elevate his game in real time. It's happening in real time. And that's been the biggest issue with Justin Herbert in the early part of his career. Brandon Staley was a joke as a head coach. He was a joke. And so he's never really had a head coach like a Jim Harbaugh. And now with Jim Harbaugh, we are seeing the best version of Justin Herbert. And I believe through the first 2 weeks of the season, Justin Herbert is the NFL MVP. He's the NFL MVP right now. And he's playing some really, really good football. And right now, the Chargers, they have the best AFC West odds to win the division. The Chargers are a minus 110 right now. The Chiefs are a plus 270. Broncos come in third place at a plus 320. Raiders are a plus 1900. So the Chargers are off to a tremendous start offensively. And obviously, with the Chargers offense at receiver, they brought back Keenan Allen. Okay, you still got Quentin Johnson, who had a touchdown reception in the week 2 matchup against the Raiders. Okay, you still got Ladd McConkey as well at receiver. At running back, you still got Najee Harris. Okay, and I like their offensive line as well. At center, you got Bradley Bozeman. You got Zion Johnson. Joe Alt, who replaced their previous left tackle who had a season-ending injury. So I like them moving over Joe Alt. And then at right tackle, you still got Trey Pipkins III. I like this Chargers offense. And I think the Chargers, so far this year, they've had some really, really explosive plays offensively. They really, really have. And obviously against the Raiders, the Chargers offense, they had over 300 total yards of offense. They had 81 rushing yards and 236 passing yards. And they scored 20 points against the Raiders. Now, week 1 against the Chiefs in Brazil, the Chargers had 27 points. So far this season, the Chargers offense, they've done a pretty good job at being able to score points. Now, let's switch gears to the Chargers defense. Defensively, you got Deshaun Hand as one of your pass rushers, okay? At linebacker, you got Bud Dupree, okay? In that Chargers secondary, you got Deontay Jackson. They got Derwin James. Jr. as well. And I thought Derwin James played sensational against the Raiders in week 2. So I really, really like this Chargers defense as well. They did lose Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack is going to be out for a few weeks. He avoided a season-ending elbow injury, but he will be out for a few weeks. But when they get Khalil Mack back and they have Mack as one of their pass rushers and they got Deshaun Hand and Talir Tart and in that secondary with Dante Jackson and Derwin James in that secondary and that linebacker, you still got Bud Dupree as well. This Chargers defense could be one of the best defenses in the NFL. I think they have more talent than the Broncos defense. And so I think this is going to be a very, very entertaining game. And it's going to be a battle in the AFC West in L.A. between the Broncos and the Chargers. But right now, I believe Justin Herbert is playing better at the quarterback position than Bo Nix is. I believe the Chargers overall as a football team are playing better than the Broncos currently are. And because of that, I'm rolling with the Chargers to beat the Broncos in LA at SoFi Stadium. I'm going Chargers 24, Broncos 17.